the circumstance, just realize he has the plan made for your life. Beautiful dreamer, beautiful dreamer. Hold on to the passion, and your dreams will surely come true.
Hey everyone, I want to welcome you guys back, and if this is your first time visiting, my name is Shakia Cook. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you go and check out the other videos that are on my channel as well. So I'm going to answer a couple of questions before I start this video. One of these questions, well, this video actually stemmed sort of from one of the questions, so thank you. But you know, like I said, if you have any questions, make sure you send them to my email. My email is in the description, which is right under the video. So send questions to my email. I have gotten a range of questions from serious to not so serious, and you know, so, but if I think that it is appropriate, I will answer it on my channel or in my next video or whatever the case may be. So make sure you send your questions to my email. So question number one, this person wanted to know if I wear shoes in my videos, when I make my videos. No, I do not wear shoes, unfortunately. I don't. That's, you know, oh, by the way, I'm not going to say like your name or your email or anything like that. So no one will know that, you know, you were inquiring about my feet. But no, I don't wear shoes in videos. It's very rare if I do. If I do wear shoes in a video, that means that I'm like just coming in from somewhere and I came straight to this room to make this video without taking my shoes off or anything because I was so focused. But more than likely, 9 times out of 10, I never have on any shoes. So I hate wearing shoes. Oh my gosh. Second question is, it's so funny. Somebody asked me if I dress up to make these videos. Actually, no, that's just the way that I dress in general. I'm only wearing this specific dress today because I just got in from a play, a really awesome play that I went to. It was called Jesus Christ Superstar. So make sure that if Jesus Christ Superstar comes to your city, that you go and see it because it was so awesome. It was such a great play. And so yeah, that's the reason why I have this dress on. Actually, I made this video a couple days ago, and my computer deleted it as I was trying to upload it. So I had to remake this video tonight because I was supposed to post it today. Unfortunately, I was unable to because it deleted. And so here I am now, making this video again in this super overly dressed dress. Because I was too lazy to go change into the outfit that the actual video was made in. So you may actually see 2 different outfits because I do have one excerpt of the video that I made. But I was too lazy to go put on the outfit that I actually had on for the video. So this is what you get, guys. Hope you enjoy it. But no, I do not dress up for the videos that I make. It's just clothes that I wear. Like, for instance, if I wear like a certain outfit to church and I'm like, oh, this would be cute for my video. But it's just how I dress in general. Last question is, what is the hardest thing about going through chemotherapy? Thank you so much for this question. Thank you for all of these questions, you guys. I really love it. So I really enjoy answering questions that people have about my journey or about, you know, my shoes or whatever. But what is the hardest part about chemotherapy? The hardest part about going through chemotherapy is that, okay, here's how I can explain it. The hardest part is that, you know, for instance, right now, I feel like myself, I'm the type of person, I'm super outgoing. I love going places. I love getting out. I love sun and just kind of being out and energetic and different stuff like that. And chemotherapy, you know, it kind of just, you just do not feel like yourself at all. You really don't have as much energy as you would normally have the first couple days after chemotherapy. It's just terrible. I feel terrible. And so I don't feel like myself at all. And then, you know, the next week after chemotherapy, I'll feel a little better. I start to feel like myself again. And finally, the week before chemotherapy, which is the week that I'm in right now, because next week I have another treatment. And so this week is the week where I just feel amazing and I want to do everything, go everywhere, see everybody, eat everything, and just, I feel like myself again finally. And I feel like, you know, I have the best energy and everything. And so I think that is the hardest part, like feeling better again and really feeling like myself again, knowing that a week from now I'll have to go back and just kind of start the whole process over again. So that is kind of annoying. That's one of the hardest things for me. It's just like, I just cannot get over it. I don't know why, but it just sucks. You know, just kind of being, I can't really go anywhere for the first couple of days because I feel that terrible. And so it's just like, it's just terrible. I just be like, oh my gosh, I just be over it. And just kind of feeling sick. I'm not like, I don't like being sick or anything like that. And so just kind of having an overall just feeling of not feeling well, that it just kind of annoys me. And so I think that is like the hardest part about going through this, just the fact that I don't feel well. I don't feel like myself. I just pretty much feel terrible. I can't really, do anything or go anywhere or anything like that. And so that is kind of the hardest thing for me. If I would have to say anything else that is hard, it's kind of having everybody that is around me, they kind of go through it with me. So, you know, on my bad days or whatever, when I'm not feeling well, if you're around me, you go through it with me. And so, you know, people have heard me say a lot of things or just kind of just feel a lot of ways or just different things like that. And so I think that's one of the hardest things that, you know, I don't just go through it, but everybody else around me or, you know, everybody else that I talk to, they go through it with me as well. So that's kind of one of the hardest things because I don't want anybody else to kind of go through it or feel bad or anything like that. And I don't want anybody else to go through it, but if you're around me or you talk to me, you kind of go through it with me. So, yeah, so those two things, those are like the hardest things for me. Just, you know, just finally feeling like myself again, just to not feel like myself again and to feel terrible. And it's just like, it's the most annoying thing to me. I just be like, So that kind of actually is what happened throughout this treatment. The first treatment that I had, it was the worst treatment ever. Every time I go to a new treatment, they give me this paper to fill out all the different symptoms that I've had and everything. And so as I was filling it out, I realized like, gosh, I'm like marking everything on this paper because I had pretty much every symptom on that paper. It was just ridiculous. My first treatment, it was ridiculous. And I thought that was pretty much a peek into how the rest of the treatments would go. But thank God, you know, none of the rest have been as bad as that first treatment was. The second and the third treatment, they were not as bad at all. And by the third treatment, I felt like my response time to feeling better was so awesome because the first treatment, it took me like almost a week and a half to like feel better and feel like myself, feel like I wanted to like do stuff and had the energy to do stuff for that matter. The second treatment, you know, I felt a little better sooner, probably like maybe 7 days I felt better. And then the third treatment, by the 5th day, I was like driving already and like just going places. And so it was so awesome. So I kept saying like, oh my God, acupuncture is amazing. I'm getting acupuncture every time from now on. And also I was just like, you know, my response time is getting so much better to feeling better. So that's really awesome. Like, you know, everybody that I would talk to, that's exactly what I would say. After the third treatment, I'm just like, my response time is getting so much better. Like, this is awesome. And then I had the fourth treatment. And I feel like this fourth treatment that I just had, I feel like it came to bite me in the butt. Like, oh, girl, you want to sit there and say how, you know, your response time is getting better. Oh, let me show you what I can do. That's how I feel like, that's what I feel like happened this treatment. Because this treatment, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't as bad as the first treatment. But this treatment was terrible. It was like, oh my God, I I just don't feel good at all. Like, it was terrible. Like, I could barely walk by myself, and it was just, it was the worst. Like, I just felt terrible. And this whole, like, ringing in my ears thing, it is the most annoying thing. Like, gosh, I can never deal with this forever. So I feel so bad for people that have to go through this every single day with, like, ringing in their ears or different things that people go through every single day. Like, I feel so sad about that people have to really go through this every day. Like, you know, this isn't an everyday thing for me, so my heart just goes out to anybody that is dealing with anything that, you know, my heart goes out to you guys. And so, yeah, so this treatment, I was just like, oh my gosh, I just feel terrible. Like, what is wrong with, I feel like this treatment is coming to bite me in the butt because I said that my response time is getting so much better. And so, you know, it took a little while longer, but eventually I started to feel good. But by day, like, 6, I was like, oh my gosh, I found myself, like, lying in my bed, and I was so down, I was so, like, depressed. I was just like, oh my God, I do not want to do this anymore. Like, I don't care, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I quit. Like, I'm done with this. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to go through this anymore. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And that's just how I felt. And so, you know, I thought it, I kept saying it, like, you know, in my mind, I was determined. Like, I was never going to do another chemo treatment again. That was it for me. And, you know, I was just like, I'm never going to do this again. Like, I'm done. Like, I've taken all that I can take. I'm done. And, you know, so people that know me know that I have issues. I do not scroll on Facebook or, like, pretty much all social media. It's hard for me to scroll. Like, if I ever do, I have to be bored out of my mind. But for the most part, I never scroll on social media, so I'll never see certain things that people post unless it's, like, right there at the top of my news feed. I'll never see it. Or unless I, like, go on your page, which I probably would never do, I won't see it. So yeah. So I went on Facebook this particular day while I was feeling this way. I went on Facebook, and, you know, God knows that I just do not scroll, because the first thing on my news feed, it was just like a light bulb just went off in my head or something. Like, it was a post from John Bevere, because I follow John Bevere. He is an amazing man. He is also married to the most amazing woman, fierce, on fire woman, strong warrior type woman. Oh my gosh, he is married to the most amazing woman. Her name is Lisa Bevere. I love her so much. John Bevere, I love you too. But, you know, I'm sorry, Lisa Bevere, that girl is, I've read her books, I've watched her videos. She speaks with such authority. She has so much fire and just warrior, fierce woman when she speaks. It's just amazing. I love her so much. So, John Bevere, I love you too, man. Love you. But, so anywho, so it was a post from John Bevere at the top of my newsfeed, and it said that the greater the battle, the greater the victory. And when I read this, I was taken aback so much. Not only that, not only because of the quote, but also because of the fact that the caption was posted with a picture of 2 boxers fighting. And so, you know, when I read that, I was like, it was like a second wind just kind of kicked in me. You know, when you get really tired when you're doing something or whatever the case may be, and, you know, all of a sudden you get this burst of energy to finish it and do it. So that's how I felt that day. It was like the second wind just kicked in me when I read it. It was just like, okay, I can do this. Like, you got this. And it made me think so much about boxing and boxers. And I was just like, you know, thinking about chemotherapy and different things like that. Every chemotherapy treatment that you do, they call it a round. And so I was like, you know, I don't think that is any coincidence that they call chemotherapy a round, and that when you go through boxing, you fight in rounds. So they have rounds of boxing, rounds of chemotherapy. I don't think that's any coincidence because it is a fight. And so, you know, it made me think so much about giving up. And so that's why I wanted to make this video called Don't Give Up, because I know that, you know, my journey is tough, but there are so many people on their own journeys out there that are going through so many different things, and you are on the verge of giving up. Well, I am here to encourage you today, as I was encouraged just by reading that short quote, not to give up. You know, we have to think about when we think about giving up, we have to think about why we want to give up. You know, and what will we be giving up on if we gave up? Because when we give up, we miss out on everything that's on the other side, sort of like a race. You know, if I stop running in the middle of the race, I'll never know what it's like to cross the finish line. I'll never know what's across the finish line. I'll never know if I could have won. I'll never know what it's like to push myself to finish. I'll never know what could have been. And that's what happens when we give up. We miss out on everything that could have been, everything that's across the finish line. We miss out on everything that's on the other side. And it's sad because, you know, the worst moments now are often the best moments of the story later. So when we give up, we don't allow our stories to finish. We stop right in the middle of it. We don't allow ourselves to finish, and we miss out on everything that could have been. You know, a lot of times I found out that a lot of people, from books that I've read, they talk about how when they gave up, they were this close to doing something. They were this close to making it, but they gave up here, and what they wanted was right here, and they gave up. They didn't make that little effort to keep going, and so they missed out on something that was right here. And so it made me think about, you know, what happens when we give up? Like, when we give up, what do? What happens? Nothing happens because we end up having to start all over. Even if you give up on this certain dream. For instance, like if I went to college to be a lawyer, which people used to tell me when I was a kid that I should go to college to be a lawyer. If I went to college to be a lawyer, and I gave that up to go to college to be an art teacher, I would literally still be starting over. So, you know, me quitting one thing does not mean that I'm going to get to this certain space sooner. No, it just means that I'll be starting over. It will still take me a long time. It will still take me just as much time. It will be just as hard, but I will have started over. And so that's what happens when we give up. We end up starting over with something else. Or we end up making our journey even longer than it could have been. Like if I'm walking in the same journey, about to do the same thing, and I give up, that's making my journey even longer, because all I'm going to do is just have to start right back over and walk the same path pretty much to get to where I want to be. So I want to encourage you guys not to give up, because when we give up, we miss out on everything that could have happened, everything that was on the other side of us giving up. We give up over here, back here. And so we miss out on everything that's on this side. We miss out on it. And so I want to give you guys a couple of reasons why you shouldn't give up. Why you do not give up ever. So number one, I believe that you should not think about the reasons why you want to give up, because there are a million reasons why you want to give up or should give up or whatever the case may be. There are a million reasons of why you should give up. But instead of thinking about the reasons why you should give up or why you want to give up, think about the reasons why you shouldn't give up. What would happen if you didn't give up? Whose life would you touch if you didn't give up? Who would you be helping if you didn't give up? Who is watching you? And that is the reason why you shouldn't give up. Like, you know, you have a lot of people that look up to you. They may never tell you that they look up to you. And that's the reason why you shouldn't give up. So instead of thinking about the reasons why you should give up or the reasons to give up, think about the reasons why you shouldn't. Number 2, think about the reason why you started in the first place. So whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, think about the reason why you started it in the first place. Your reason why is one of the most important parts of your journey. That is one of the most important parts of your journey that is going to take you to the finish line of your journey. So think about the reasons why you started. Think about the reason why you started your own business. Think about the reasons why you went back to school or why you're in school. Think about the reason why you quit that job or you started a new career or whatever the case may be. Think about the reason why. Think about the reasons why. And that is going to help you complete your journey. When you remember your reason why you started something, that's what helps you finish it. If you started something and you didn't have a reason why, more than likely it's easier to give up when you just start something and it's not out of passion or it's not out of love or different things like that. It's easier to give up then. But if you remember your reason why, then it'll make it a lot harder for you to give up. It'll make it a lot harder for you to quit. So remember your reason why. Number 3, you haven't tried everything. So here's one reason why you shouldn't give up, because you haven't tried everything. Like, there are so many different ways that you can do it, so many other ways that you can get to where you want to get to. You may have just tried one way or a couple of ways, but there are so many different ways out there. You haven't used all of your resources that you can use. You haven't asked everyone else who may be smarter than you. Like I always say, if you are the smartest person in your circle, then that is a very sad thing. You cannot be the smartest person in your circle. You need people around you that are smarter than you, that know how to do things better than you. For instance, one of my friends, she is amazing when it comes to finances. Shout out to Savvy Girl Money. Go follow her on YouTube because she is amazing when it comes to finances. She can give you so much advice about finances that I couldn't give you because I didn't go to school for that. That's not my passion. That's her passion. And so, when I need advice on finances, I go to her. When, she needs advice on how to edit something or grammar checking something, she'll come to me. And so, it's not my passion. It's not what I do. So you need people around you that are smarter than you, that know how to do things that you don't know how to do. For instance, like when I first started this YouTube channel, she had already started a YouTube channel. She knew how to do it. Like, you need a circle around you. In your circle, if you are the smartest person in your circle, then you need a new circle. Okay? I'm just letting you know that right now. You need a new circle. You should not be the smartest person in your circle. Yes, you are very intelligent. You are educated. You should be smart. You should be. However, you should not be the smartest person in your circle. Somebody else should know something that you don't know, or, should be able to do something that you don't know how to do. There should always be growth in your circle. So, there can be no growth if you're the smartest person in your circle. So, talk to people around you, use your resources, different things like that. Make phone calls, send emails, whatever you have to do. But make sure you have tried everything. This is one reason why you should not give up, because you haven't tried everything, okay? Number 4, you are closer than you think. Your big break, or the thing that you've been waiting for, the opportunity that you've been waiting for, could happen 2 days from now, tomorrow, a couple of days from now, a week from now, but you will never know because you gave up. So when we give up, we don't allow ourselves the opportunity to see what could have been. Sometimes we give up right here, and the thing that we've been waiting for is this close. It's right there. But we give up right here, so we never get to make it to see. We never push ourselves to see what is right here. So when we give up, we don't give ourselves the opportunity to see how close we are. And a lot of times we give up and we are right there, this much closer to our destiny, this much closer to that opportunity that we've been waiting for. So that's another thing that happens when we give up. So number 5, like I said earlier, but I also had to include this in reasons why you shouldn't give up. If you give up, then what? Then what happens? It's not going to be some huge break or huge opportunity or anything. You're just going to have to start right back over. That's what happens when we give up. We give up and we're so close, and we have to start right back over. We're right back where we began. Nothing new is going to happen or anything like that. We just have to start right back over. Number 5, I had to include this one also in reasons why you shouldn't give up, even though I said it earlier in the video. But here is the number 5 reason why you shouldn't give up. It's because if you give up, then what? Then what happens? Nothing happens. We'll just have to start right back over. It'll just be you starting back over, starting that same process over from when you gave up. You'll be right back where you started. And also, when we give up, it makes us comfortable in that mindset that, okay, when things get difficult or when things get hard, I can just give up. And so you'll be comfortable in that mindset. And in that kind of mindset, when you're comfortable giving up or comfortable quitting, there's no room for growth. You'll never grow when you're comfortable in that kind of mindset. Number 6, you will never regret trying until the end. I've never met anybody who have tried things and said, you know, when I got to the end of it, I regretted it. No. I've never met, I know people that have started businesses, that have like ended businesses, or they have failed, so to speak, and you know, they didn't get to the end saying, oh my God, you know, I regret ever starting this business. No, they took that moment and they learned from it, and they learned, okay, this is what I should do next time, this is what could happen next time, this is what I need to prepare for, different things like that. So, you know, sometimes our failures become our stepping stones to things that we can do better or what we can do different to improve in the future. So I've never met anybody that got to the end and said, you know, I regret doing this or anything like that. I regret taking that risk, or I regret taking that step and, you know, continuing forward rather than just giving up. I've never met anybody that said that they regretted it. So you're not going to get to the end and think, you know, man, I regret finishing school so I could finish this degree. You might regret taking some classes with some professors because some professors just kind of suck, but you won't get to the end of your degree or the end of that class thinking, man, I hated taking this class. I regret ever taking this. I regret ever going to get my degree. I regret ever starting this business. I regret ever going back to school. Or I regret ever, you know, whatever the case may be. You're never going to get to the end and say that you regret doing it. No, you'll be happy that you did. You'll be happy that you took the risk and tried to do it. You'll be happy that you at least completed it and you didn't give up. You'll be happy that you didn't just quit. I just want to leave you guys with this awesome quote. This quote was by an unknown author. It says that we will only regret the chances that we didn't take, the relationships that we were afraid to have, and the decisions that we took too long to make. How amazing is that? Those are the only things that we will regret. So lastly, I want to leave you with this last tip of why you should not ever give up. So number 7, it's because you are still alive and anything can happen. You never know what can happen. You never know what might happen down the road or whatever the case may be. We never know what tomorrow brings, but every day is a new start to try something new, to do something new, to push forward, to press forward. I actually have a wall art that says that in my bathroom. It says every day is a new start. And so every morning that I wake up, I see this, and I always love seeing this because, you know, maybe the day before wasn't that much of a good day. But then I wake up and I see it and I'm just like, okay, every day is a new start. And so I just want to share that with you guys that, you know, you never know what tomorrow may bring. You never know what the next hour may bring. So you can't give up. You have to keep pushing forward. When life hits you, make sure you hit back harder. You know, this is a fight, and we are fighting every single day for our lives, for our destiny, for success, for everything. So just make sure that whenever life hits you, you hit back harder, you push back harder, you show life and everyone else, whoever else, that you can do it, you can make it, you do not give up. Okay, so I just want to leave that with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you guys stay focused. I am encouraging you just as much as I'm encouraging myself right now not to give up. It's so funny because what a coincidence that I'm making a video about not giving up, and this video took forever to make because my computer just wasn't working. It wouldn't send, it wouldn't upload to YouTube for whatever reason. It's just been a hassle with this video, and I'm just like, okay, obviously God is testing me or something. I'm just kidding. But no, obviously, like, something is going on because I'm making a video about not giving up, and everything in me is frustrated with this video right now, and I'm just ready to just not post it at all in a minute. But the reality is that, I did what I had to do and figured it out in order to be able to accomplish what I needed to accomplish. And so that's what we have to do in our lives. Do whatever we have to do. Try everything that we have to try. Use all of our resources, everything that we have. Give it our all. Just do not give up. You guys are strong. You are focused. You are winners. You can make it. You are successful. You are intelligent. You are educated. You have everything that you need in order to make it and in order to not give up. And so I know that you guys have it in you to do it. More than anything, you have heart. You have God on your side. So, don't give up. Like I said, when life tries to throw something at you or when life hits you, make sure you hit back harder. Make sure you fight that much harder for your destiny, for your future, for everything that you've ever wanted, for your opportunities. Okay? Make sure that you guys like and subscribe to this video, and to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, make sure you share this video with someone. You never know what a person is going through, and you want to make sure that you encourage everybody. So somebody may feel like they may want to give up, or they're at that breaking point where they're thinking about giving up. Make sure you share this video, or just share it with people in general. Sometimes people don't tell you everything that they're going through. So just make sure you share this video with someone that you feel may need it, or even if you feel they may not need it, you never know. Share this video. Also, go and follow me on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Mostly Snapchat because a lot of people, they ask me questions on there about different things that I do. For instance, the other day I had an appointment and someone asked me on there how that appointment went and different things like that. And so I answered that question right there on my Snapchat. So when I'm not posting videos on YouTube, Snapchat, I'm posting videos on there. So make sure you guys go and follow me on social media. Also, make sure you go and check out the song that was in the intro. All social media and also the link to the song, they are all in the description. So make sure you go and check all of those things out. Lastly, if you have any questions, make sure you send them to my email. That is also in the description down below under the video. Make sure you send those questions to my email. If I think they are appropriate, I will answer them on my YouTube channel and throughout one of my videos. So I have a couple more questions to answer throughout some of my upcoming videos. So make sure you guys send those questions. If you have any questions on my journey at all, just ask me and I will answer the questions. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for getting through this video with me. This video was a tough one to make. So I don't know whether it's because of the subject, I feel like the enemy just wanted me to give up making this video for you guys. Somebody out there needed to hear not to give up. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and for sharing this moment with me. I cannot wait to see you guys next time. Make sure you go and, like I said, like my video and subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this video with someone. You guys have an awesome day.